Do you want to know our secret? How do we do this? Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Welcome to the channel, friends. Our channel is all about prepping, emergency preparedness, and self-sufficiency. But we focus a lot on food storage and teaching people not only how to build a food storage, but also how to use the things they store to create delicious meals that you'd actually want to eat. We often have people ask us how we're able to stockpile so much food, especially nowadays when everything is so expensive. Not just food, but really everything. The biggest thing that has been a blessing to our lives and really allowed us to stock up like we do is Thrive Life. Stick around and I'll tell you how. If you've been in the prepping community for very long, you've probably heard of Thrive Life. They are the #1 freeze-dried food company in the US. In fact, I'm pretty sure they are the #1 in the whole world. And if they're not, they will be very soon. If you've been curious about Thrive Life or about freeze-dried food in general, I have the perfect opportunity for you to learn more about it. Thrive Life will be hosting a series of regional events around the country. These will be one-day events geared around learning all about the company and the food. The best part is these events are totally free and they feed you lunch, so you really can't lose. The first one is coming up at the end of this month in Jacksonville, Florida. Mr. Wicked Prepared and I are going to be there. So if you're anywhere near Jacksonville, we would love to meet you there. Whether you're a customer of Thrive Life or a Thrive Life consultant, or even someone who's just curious about Thrive Life or just about freeze-dried food in general, how to store it, how to use it, how to cook with it, why it's the #1 choice for food storage, and why so many people are choosing it to incorporate it into their everyday meals as well. Anything that you would want to know about freeze-dried food or Thrive Life will be answered at these events. These events are going to be perfect for preppers, meal in a jar peeps, outdoor enthusiasts like hikers and backpackers, food storage nerds, really everyone. You'll get to meet Eric Morgan, who's the president of Thrive Life and also a really good friend of mine. And trust me, any event that Eric is at is going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to keep you entertained. He's a really great guy, and I know you're going to love him. There are several other locations planned for these regional events besides Jacksonville for those of you who aren't anywhere near Jacksonville. In just a few minutes, I'll let you know where those are so that you can see if there's one happening in your neck of the woods. We are going to Jacksonville for sure. We've got everything arranged for that, but we haven't really decided for sure on any of the other locations yet. So if we know that we're going to have friends coming to one location or another, that's going to help us make up our mind which other events we want to attend. Now, like I mentioned before, these are one-day events. They're happening from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. completely free. Thrive Life only asks that you register in advance if you're planning to come so they know how much lunch to provide. And on the flip side of that, if you register and you can't make it for whatever reason, they just ask that you let them know as soon as you can so they don't end up with all kinds of food going to waste. I'll have the registration link down in the description box below, or you can text me for it. For these events, the morning is going to be all about the food and the company. You'll learn all about those things from Eric and other company leaders, and then they'll feed us lunch. And I'm sure we're going to eat well because we always eat well when we're at any Thrive Life event. Then after lunch, the event will continue into the afternoon, and this next half is going to be focused on the business side of it, geared towards the opportunities that are possible with Thrive Life with respect to sharing it with other like-minded people and potentially even making a business out of it. Now, you may be wondering, what are these opportunities that I speak of? As a Thrive Life consultant, I've learned so much about this food, and I've been able to pass that along and help thousands of other people on their journey to being prepared for emergencies. And also in having quicker and healthier meal options in their everyday lives. Helping others is my passion. And the wonderful thing with Thrive Life is they're not afraid to compensate you for your time when you help others. They're very generous with ongoing commissions, and get this, free food. Lots of free food. This is a big part of how we've been able to stock up, not only on a lot of food, but the best food. The best food because there's no GMOs, no bioengineered ingredients, no preservatives, no chemicals. The best food because almost 100% of the nutrition that was in that freshly harvested fruit or vegetable is maintained because it's minimally and gently processed to maintain that nutrition. No other form of food preservation does that. The best food because it's single ingredient foods, so you don't have to worry about dietary restrictions. If you can't have gluten, or you don't eat carbs, or you're allergic to tomatoes, or whatever the case may be, no more scouring the ingredients list. You just pick from the foods you can eat. The best food because it has a 25-year shelf life, so you don't have to worry about things going bad if you don't use them up quickly enough. This is the kind of food that everyone should have in their homes. I don't show a lot of where we keep our stockpiles or how we organize it because A, we try to be as private as possible about this kind of stuff given our situation, and B, it's never quite as organized as we'd like it to be to show it to you guys. But this right here is a project Mr. Wicked Prepared has been working on this winter. He's going through and organizing our freeze-dried food inventory. This is not going to be its final location. It's just kind of like a staging area. He's working on building an area for our big rotating can rack so that we don't have to keep it all in boxes like this. We use this food in our everyday cooking though, and I use it for creating and testing recipes for you guys, so it needs to be ready and accessible at all times. Plus, we constantly have more food coming in because we use the delivery service to keep us on track with our prepping. So it just keeps expanding and we keep adding to the stockpile. Which brings me to my point and why I'm showing you this. Guys, this is probably maybe only about 3/4 of the freeze-dried food that we have stockpiled right now. The rest is in our daily use pantry. A lot of it is divided up into jar meals. We still have some stored away in other locations. This is the result of about 3 or so years of ordering from Thrive Life. And I'm not 100% sure on the numbers because, like I said, we constantly use this. A lot goes out, a lot comes in. But as a rough estimate, I'd say I paid for about 1/4 of what you see here. Maybe less. The rest of it I got entirely with free credit from Thrive Life. Now, this is not meant to brag. What I want to show you here is what's possible. This is what you can do with Thrive Life, and this is part of what you'll learn about in Jacksonville, especially if you stay for the afternoon. And don't forget, the free credit that bought this food is in addition to a very generous compensation plan. Bonuses, chances to earn the fantasy getaway, all expense paid vacation that Thrive has every year. In fact, you may have seen our video where we just got back from this year's trip to Costa Rica. In case you missed it, I will link that video down below so you can take a look after you finish this video. Now, you may be thinking, that's all well and good for you on YouTube, but I'm not interested in being on YouTube. And that's okay. You don't have to be. There's so many other different ways, more traditional ways to share Thrive Life with your friends, your family, coworkers, neighbors. The list goes on and on. You certainly can use YouTube or social media and share Thrive with your audience if that sounds interesting to you. But you can also share it with more in-person traditional methods and really serve your community if that sounds better to you. Or you can do a combination of the two. It's totally up to you. One of the most rewarding parts about being a Thrive Life consultant is being a part of something, being a part of this amazing community that Thrive has built. Even though they are fast becoming the largest producer of freeze-dried food in the world, they're still a relatively small company and you can feel it. They're based right in American Fork, Utah, so when you join Thrive Life, you're not just a number. You're not going to be lost in a giant list of hundreds and thousands of consultants. You will be part of the Thrive Life family and you will realize that what you're doing matters. When you join as a consultant under me, I will help you directly, as will many of the other leading consultants, and make sure that you have the tools, the information, and the encouragement you need to achieve your goals. You never have to go it alone with Thrive Life. There's always someone ready to help and to answer your questions. Now, if this opportunity doesn't sound interesting to you, that's perfectly okay, of course. But if you're thinking, I'd like to become a consultant now, but I just can't make it to the meeting in Jacksonville, please reach out to me. I'll put my contact information right here on the screen and down below in the video description. And I'll also put some links to more information and where you can get started. For those of you not near Jacksonville, Florida, here are the locations of the other meetings. Now, these are all Saturdays. Scottsdale, Arizona on March 9th, Austin, Texas on March 16th, somewhere in Alberta, Canada on June 8th. That's not that I can't remember, it's just that they haven't announced the exact location. Somewhere in Utah in the fall of 2024, and somewhere in the eastern United States also in the fall of 2024. I'll put all these different dates down in the description box as well, along with any registration links that are available now, because some of these are open for registration. Please make sure to let us know if you plan to attend one of the events, because if we have viewers, subscribers, or consultants attending any one of these events, we would really like to make sure to be there as well. So we'd like to start planning for that, especially for the Eastern US event, guys. You know, we're in Maine, and I would love to have an event close to home. Like, I would love to see them come to Boston. So all our New England friends, let us know where you could travel to one of these events, because if we could show them that we could fill the room, they'll be a lot more likely to come to our neck of the woods, and I would be so thrilled about that. So let us know if you can come see us and spend a day learning about freeze-dried food and food storage with us. I'm so excited to see who we'll be able to meet. I hope to see you in Jacksonville. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a jaguar emoji down in the comments, as well as what event you might be able to attend. And check out this video next to see an example of how we use our freeze-dried food. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.